Good to have you back with us on Ed Schultz News and Commentary. So let's talk about the Clinton-Sanders race. I just wonder what the poll numbers would be if Bernie Sanders got the exact same amount of attention from the mainstream media. I think we can come to the conclusion that it would be a little closer. There's no doubt recent weeks have been very good to Hillary Clinton. The debate, Biden saying he's not going to run, and Hillary just in general seems to be stepping out with a lot more controversy. Clearly, the media has left the emails at the side of the road. She seemed to wipe that away, and the Republicans are quiet about it as well. So Hillary has weathered a storm, and she leads in the polls sizably. So where does this leave Bernie Sanders? What's his next move? He's taking out a $2 million ad campaign in Iowa. It's going to take more than that. He's not going to change his tactics when it comes to going negative. So how does he feel at this point? Here it is.
I don't think it's a question of things going wrong. You know, when we started this campaign, we were at 3 or 4% in the polls. Since that point, we have done extremely well in many states around this country. We have more individual campaign contributors than any campaign in the history of the United States up until this point. We're bringing out huge crowds. We're exciting a whole lot of people. Look, we are taking on the political establishment. We're taking on the economic establishment. We started as an underdog. We are still an underdog. But the kind of enthusiasm that we are generating tells me that at the end of the day, we are going to win this election.
Okay. Bernie Sanders saying he's going to win it. It's Iowa and New Hampshire, and that could be a game changer if he gets both of those, and the firewall would be South Carolina for the Clinton crew. Hillary Clinton, to her credit, is trying to address the issues, and whereas the email controversy got a lot of attention, I wish this would get more attention. Now, I don't want to go off on a sidetrack here, but I just want to say this story. I'm sitting home last night, flipping around on the channels, and I end up on one of the outdoor channels, and there's Ted Nugent, the crazy guitarist and 66-year-old avid outdoorsman who loves to kill stuff. And in his show, there was an ad about Michael Bloomberg, the former mayor of New York City, and about how he's a gun grabber and going to take our freedoms in this country. The point I'm trying to make here is that the gun lobby in this country isn't going away. We may change the may change the sign on the door of the White House to a new president here pretty soon, in over a year. But the fact is that the gun lobby is only going to get stronger. And Hillary Clinton knows this. But she is addressing the issues. Now, yesterday she met with mothers who have lost sons to gun violence in this country. She didn't make any promises, didn't make any deals, but she brought forth a true level of authenticity by making sure that the people who have been affected by gun violence in this country clearly know that she knows that something has to be done. Hillary said this.
This epidemic of gun violence knows no boundaries. Between 88 and 92 people a day are killed by guns. We're better than this. We need to close the loopholes and support universal background checks. How many people have to die before we actually act?
I do believe that universal background checks would save some lives. But with that would come a fever-pitched effort on the other side that I think would divide the country even more. Do I think there needs to be some form of gun control? Yes. Is it controlled to have a background check? Yeah, it is. But this is where we have to go. We have to have some type of sensible legislation that will take us further down the road than what we're dealing with right now. And this is something that Bernie Sanders is going to have to address in a more enthusiastic manner so people understand exactly where he comes from. I mean, I know that he comes from Vermont, and I know that gun control in Vermont is a heck of a lot different than what it is in New York City. But what is his balance? Is he for universal health care? Is he for universal background checks on firearms? Because that's what the country wants right now. We're still at that 90% number after Sandy Hook. Can Hillary Clinton get it? Can Bernie Sanders get it? You look at the gun lobby, it's going to be a hard lift.